go to the Rapture Ready website, and they will list the signs of Armageddon, the signs in Scripture as they see it, and they will even give you a variety of potential antichrists. And they will rate them on the likelihood of these individuals. Kofi Annan was the hottest contender until he retired. But you can print off the maps that will show you how Europe will be on the side of the Antichrist, and the black line in the Mediterranean is the American Sixth Fleet coming to the rescue of Israel. This is the theological foundation of this movement. It's scary, and it's dangerous, it's pessimistic, it's apocalyptic, and we need to refute it. The question, as I said, is what difference did the coming of Jesus Christ make? Was it the postponement or the fulfillment of those promises made to the Jews? What I want to do in the brief time I've got left is give you a flavor of the politics of this movement. Tonight, in the presentation I'm giving, I'm going to look at the scriptures as well. But I want to give you a flavor for the politics of this movement. If we believe the Jews remain God's chosen people, and we place them on a pedestal above other nations, then we must support Israel when it's criticized. If we believe the Jews are being restored to Palestine and it's God's will, then we must fund it. We must facilitate it. If we believe that they are entitled to everything from the river of Egypt to the Euphrates, then the settlements are the front line. We've got to support them. If we believe that Jerusalem is their capital, then we must recognize it. If the temple is going to be rebuilt, then let's get on with it. If the future is apocalyptic, then we must oppose any peace process that forces Israel to compromise land for peace. Let's look at these one at a time. Christianity Today did a survey recently. They found that 1 in 4 readers of Christianity Today see it as their responsibility to support the state of Israel. The Pew Research Center showed a significant proportion of Christians in America believe it's their responsibility to sympathize more with Israel than the Palestinians. Hal Lindsey lamenting that 62% of UN resolutions, at least up to the Gulf War, condemned Israel. And therefore, our Christian Zionist friends see it as their responsibility to stand with Israel. When Ariel Sharon made his provocative visit to the Haram al-Sharif, Jews for Jesus took out a full-page advert in the New York Times calling upon Christians to stand with Israel. Our hearts are heavy as we watch the images of violence and bloodshed in the Middle East. I'm sure your heart was heavy, and you would want to stand with both sides. But they called upon Christians to support Israel, not peace, not justice, not reconciliation, but Israel. The lobbying on Capitol Hill is intense. The International Christian Embassy was founded with the express purpose of lobbying your political leadership. The Unity Coalition for Israel is the largest group now seeking to achieve this. 40 million active members, ensuring that your government continues to fund the settlements through loan guarantees and military hardware. Ziv Chafetz, writing in the New York Times in 2005, said in the last 8 years, an estimated 400,000 born-again donors have sent Rabbi Yikiel Eckstein, who's with the settler movement, about $250 million for Jewish causes of his personal choosing. No Jew since Jesus has commanded this kind of Gentile following. It was in the New York Times. And the last American president to openly criticize Israel was George Bush Sr. In I think it was 1991. He tried to put pressure on Israel to limit its expansion of the settlements, and he tried to link the loan guarantees with a freeze on the settlements. He urged Israel not to retaliate against Iraqi attacks. He promised Arab coalition partners he would deal with the Palestinian issue. And this is what he said. He said this, quote, and this is taken from Michael Lind, who's a political analyst. He said, there are 1,000 lobbyists on the Hill today lobbying Congress for loan guarantees for Israel, and I am one lonely little guy down here asking Congress to delay its consideration of loan guarantees for 120 days. Most powerful man in the world saying, I'm a lonely little guy. The pressure your presidents are under. And what about Bill Clinton? In case you are a Democrat, Michael Lind describes Clinton's last day in office as the greatest abuse of presidential pardon power in American history. What did Bill Clinton do as he cleaned out his office on his last day? He pardoned Mark Rich, who was on the FBI's most wanted list for tax evasion, a billionaire. And how does Clinton justify pardoning a fugitive billionaire? He said this, again, in the New York Times, February 2001, "Many present and former high-ranking Israeli officials of both major parties, leaders of Jewish communities in America, urged the pardon of Mr. Rich because of his services to Israeli charitable causes, to Mossa's efforts to rescue Jews from hostile countries, and to the peace process." So there you have it. Solidarity tours to Israel, another way in which they show strong support for Israel. If you were fortunate enough to go on one of Falwell's tours in recent years, his itinerary boasted of on-site tours of modern Israeli battlefields, official visits to Israeli defense installations, and strategic military positions, plus experience firsthand the battle Israel faces as a nation. This is on a pilgrimage. Supporting Israel. Second plank of this movement's political agenda is facilitating the Aliyah. With the fall of communism since 1980, a coalition of Christian Zionist agencies have taken the initiative in encouraging Jewish people to emigrate to Israel, seeing this as the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. Exodus is probably the first Christian agency to begin this work. Founded in 1984, they have 80 team members working across Russia, 40 vehicles, 16 bases, and they are facilitating over 1,200 Jews to return to Israel on a monthly basis. The International Christian Embassy on their website boasts of having funded over 40,000 immigrants, most of them, in fact many of them, on sponsored flights. And the way these organizations work is that they identify small Jewish communities in Russia. They show them videos of idyllic lives in Israel. They persuade them to emigrate, obtain documents to prove their Jewish origins, distribute humanitarian packages, pay for exit permits, passports, debt repayment, transport, accommodation, clothing, food, and then they will help them resettle in Palestine. And they do it using Christian money to do this. And they describe it as fishing, fulfilling the role Jesus gave the church, to be fishers of men. What about Eretz Israel, sustaining the settlements? For Jewish and Christian Zionists, the legitimate borders of Israel are from the river of Egypt to the Euphrates. They include much of of Egypt, of Lebanon, Syria, Iraq. The Third International Congress the Third International Christian Zionist Congress in 1996, a long statement was made on Christian Zionism, which included this statement: "The land of Israel has been given to the Jewish people of God as an everlasting possession by an eternal covenant. They have an absolute right to possess and dwell in the land, including Judea, Samaria, Gaza, and the Golan." The way in which this agenda is applied is through adopting the settlements. And if you go to the website of Christian Friends of Israeli Communities, you will see how they define settlements: a piece of land where brave Jewish pioneers have taken up residence, recreating the ancient Jewish civilization. They link illegal Israeli settlements with Christian churches in America, South Africa, Germany, Holland. And so you get these mega churches adopting a settlement, sponsoring them, funding them, praying for them, supporting them, visiting them. Hard to believe, but it's happening. International Christian Embassy raising money for bulletproof buses to enable the settlers to move in and out of their settlements freely. Justifying the separation wall. I had a debate recently in the British press with a representative of a Zionist organization